Gambia 24 on iAfrica TV. I am Fatmata Jajo. The headlines in this are Senegalese renowned singer Youssou N'Dour to perform in the Gambia next month. Having trucks can be seen as one of the efficient ways of making money in the Gambia. At least 14 deaths in Washington mudslide disaster. Having trucks can be seen as one of the efficient ways of making money in the Gambia, as tons of sand and gravel are offloaded off the back of the tipper garage on a daily basis. This place serves as a supplying center for people who build all sorts of structure within the greater Banjul area. Few years since the site was moved to the far end of Bagota village, it had continued supplying sand and gravel to the community. Alaji reports.
The revving of engines and roaring heavy-weighted trucks wakes up the neighborhood of Bakote on a daily basis as tons of sand and gravel being offloaded at the Bakote Tipper Garage. This place serves as a supplying center for people who build all sorts of structures within the greater Banjul area. Few years since the site was moved to the far end of Bakote village, it had continued supplying sand and gravel to the community. Under the management of the National Transport Control Association, officials reluctant to speak instead referred us to visit their head office in Banjul. The sand dunes that expose the heavy structure of this gigantic garage form the business center of contractors. They hire trucks to load sand from the Kartong mining site when bought, offload at the garage and resell to customers. Pirang was the site allocated to gravel mining after Bafloto was closed several years ago. Though sand mining had contributed a lot on the socio-economic development of this country, a threat to sea and environmental erosion is imminent. For iAfrica TV, LICC.
Well, to many of his fans, the Senegalese renowned singer Youssou N'Dour competition has left the music industry for good. But information reaching us thus revealed the international music icon has signed a contract worth $3 million with the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation Staff Association to perform concerts in the Gambia next month. It will be his first appearance in the Gambia since coming back to the musical world in 2013. Members from Senegal will be arriving in the Gambia on Wednesday to finalize with Gambian members about the Senegal-Gambian Association for Integration in Socio-Economic Development ahead of the Great Senegambia Symposium and Conference scheduled to take place from 25th to 26th April this year. The two-day event, according to officials, is expected to attract millions of viewers worldwide, giving the satellite and uninterrupted television coverage in Senegal and the Gambia to their loyal audiences in the world. The conference and symposium, as Daily Observer reported, will be centered on historical perspective of Senegambia, the prospect and the way forward. It is also expected to bring along a record number of 70 Senegalese intellectuals, students, journalists, unionists, professors, and members of the Senegalese chapter of the Senegalese-Gambian Association for Integration in Socio-Economic Development to join their Gambian counterparts in the two-day conclave. Everyone in the world, especially gents, want to look attractive by barbing their hairs. Fast money and the easiness to operate has contributed to the formations of many barbing salons in the Gambia, especially in the greater Banjul area. While to many Gambians, the business is mainly run by foreigners. Alaji Sise has more in this report.
Rather fast money and easiness to run all contributed to the formation of many barbing structures in Serekunda. The outlets continue to increase by the day. Francis Okoji, a Nigerian who runs a barbing salon at the heart of Serekunda, believes that there is nothing man could venture into with determination and end up in failure. He is running a different business in town but comes back to his salon when business is slow. He said after a day's work he got barbing gadgets sterilized for the safety of his customers. He revealed that he had attended a workshop in the Gambia centered on sensitizing salon owners about the health aspect of this profession. Since then he had not attended any workshop on the issue.
Yes, they do complain anyway, but I never use any old blade for any customer. Normally we use new blades for every customer that comes, because it's not too safe to use a particular blade for like 2 or 3 people. So I have different type of blades. When I finish with one person, I condemn it, then I use another blade for that person for safety purpose.
Amadou Bari, a Senegalese, stated that the poor power supply hampered his work. He said that he began the job in Senegal, Mauritania, Mali, and now in the Gambia, but lamented that if the power outages does not ease, he will leave and travel to a much power stable country to continue the job. Binta pointed with another salon transformed his life positively. She learned the profession at a skill center and was certificated. Ever since I worked for 2 people in a bigger salon, but now I partnered with a colleague to run our own, she said. A Ghanaian national, Amadou Ba, said after a 1-year apprenticeship in his uncle's barbing salon, he now started his own. For iAfrica TV, Alaji Cisse.
Coming up in the news, at least 14 deaths in Washington's mudslide disaster. Relatives of missing Malaysia Airlines plane have clashed with police outside Malaysia's embassy in the Chinese capital, Beijing. Authorities in the U.S. state of Washington have found 6 more bodies after Saturday's huge landslide, bringing the number of dead to 14, police officers said. Officials now say as many as 176 people may remain unaccounted for after the 177-feet wall of mud hit near the town of Ursa, north of Seattle. Search crews have worked day and night using helicopters and laser imaging, but officials admit they have little hope of finding survivors. Oscar Pistorius and his girlfriend Reva Steenkamp made 5 phone calls to each other just as before he shot her. This was revealed as his murder trial continues in South Africa. A police captain has given evidence about the couple's mobile phones. On Monday, Captain Francois Moller revealed that Ms. Steenkamp had sent a message to Oscar Pistorius saying, "I am scared of you at times." The trial has now entered its 4th week, with the prosecution expected to wrap up its case before Friday. Mr. Pistorius previously said he had forgotten the password to his phone, and investigators went to U.S. shortly before the trial began to meet Apple officials to try and gain access to it. Angry relatives of passengers on board the missing Malaysia Airlines plane has clashed with police outside Malaysia's embassy in the Chinese capital, Beijing. It came after Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak said a new analysis of satellite data showed the plane had ended its journey in remote seas west of Australia. In Beijing, relatives of passengers on board the plane released a statement accusing the Malaysian government of trying to delay, distort, and hide the truth. Here is more.
Still there hasn't been a comments are all over the place. How can I not believe it? It's announced by the Prime Minister of the country.
Well, before we end this news, a recap of the top stories. Senegalese renowned singer Youssou Ndour to perform in the Gambia next month. Having trucks can be seen as one of the efficient ways of making money in the Gambia. At least 14 deaths in Washington mudslide disaster. That's all we have for you on today's Gambia 24. This and more developing news, visit our website at africa.tv. I am Fatmata Jajo. Bye for now.